continue now with pianist Eri Yamamoto from her recording Life. This features a trio with David Ambrosio on bass and Ikuo Takashi on drums. And Eri Yamamoto will be at the Arts Club of Washington on Monday. But here is from her recording the title cut. It's entitled Life from the new release by Eri Yamamoto. And we have Eri on the line right now. Welcome to WPFW in Washington, D.C., Eri.
Hi, how are you? Good evening.
Doing just fine. So this release that we're hearing, Life, it's new on the
Yes.
Out Fidelity. Mm-hmm. And who are you working with on this?
Yes, it's a trio. It's a long time, working together. It's almost, let's see, how many years? 20 years.
Oh, really?
Together.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And on the bass, David Ambrosio.
Mm-hmm.
And on the drums, it's a little bit difficult to pronounce, but his name is Ikuo Takeuchi.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's why I had you give the names.
Yes.
Thank you
no problem. Yes.
So much.
My pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in playing jazz piano. How did you get started? What interested you in this music?
Yeah. I've been playing piano since I was 3. And about 22 years ago, I happened to be in New York as a tourist, and I happened to see Tommy Flanagan.
Okay.
At the Tavern on Green. Used to be there in
Central Park. Oh,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
A fabulous location. Yes.
Yes, I had no idea who he was, but he was playing with actually Peter Washington and Kenny Washington.
Okay. Yes.
Later in the Peter told me, that was me, and okay. But anyway, I had no idea who they were, but it just hit my heart. And I felt, wow, this is the music I want to, pursue my life. So a month later, I moved to New York from my hometown, Kyoto. So that's it.
So so this was you're playing European classical music, and then you hear Tommy Flanagan,
yes.
And it just changed everything.
Yes.
So how did your family that's been dealing with you playing classical music all your life, how did they feel about the transition to where you went with the music?
Yeah, actually, of course, my piano study was based on the European classical music, but at the same time, when I was 8, I started writing my own music.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Instead of writing diaries, I felt, writing music was the best way to express my feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of my diary. Instead of writing with words, I started expressing myself into the notes in music. Yeah, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also in Kyoto, it's an old capital. Now, Japanese, in Japan, the capital is in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyoto is on the west side in small island, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surrounded by very traditional music. Just the sound of bells, sound of 3-string instrument. Very, I used to listening traditional Japanese music. And at number 3, one point, I think I was around junior high school. I was so into more like a hard rock.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Sure.
and then that opened up my door into more like world music. So besides classical piano music, I was exposed to many different kinds of music, and that carried on later. And then now I feel, just everything got blended into my vocabularies, I think.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Now, when you went back to New York, did you have an opportunity to talk with Tommy Flanagan and engage him with what you were doing with the music?
Oh, sure. Actually, when I came back to New York, he was not, health-wise, he was not in a good condition.
Sure.
But still, when he was performing regularly at Village Vanguard, for example, so I saw him regularly, and actually, I think that was his last performance in New York.
Boy, okay. Yes.
And that was on 9/11.
Wow.
When it happened.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. At that time, I was living very near the Vanguard. And I think that was a Sunday, the last day. He played that week. And actually, they opened the door, I think, after maybe from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it was such a chaotic moment.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, and not many people couldn't go through the gate because below 14th Street, nobody could walk in.
Sure.
But because luckily, I was living very close to the Vanguard, I could make it. And there are only few people at the Vanguard. But I was lucky. I was almost in tears. I felt, wow, music is so powerful.
It really is. I knew Tommy Flanagan very well, and I keep forgetting how long ago it was that he passed on. As we get older, these time frames get conflated, I guess. But
I know.
Who were some of the other pianists that you were listening to as you were getting involved with the music?
And basically, I started listening to so many people. And luckily, besides Tommy Flanagan, the first week of my New York life, I happened to be at the Sweet Basil in the Village, and Mal Waldron quartet was playing there, and I knew him.
Sure. Okay.
His name.
Yes.
Because I had one of his album, Left Alone. That is so popular in Japan.
Okay, sure. With Jackie McLean playing on the title.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That tune was played for the TV commercials and Japanese films, and everyone knows. So I had his album, and when I found his name, okay, I have to talk to him. So I went there, and through Mal Waldron, he introduced the bassist that night, because he said, the bassist knows the school to study jazz, and that was Reggie Walkman.
Okay.
Yeah. So he hooked me up to study at the New School jazz program.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, he came to my gig a few weeks ago.
Fantastic. Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Reggie is a good friend. When you talk to him, tell him I said hi. When you see him.
I will.
Yeah, no, we do talk.
Oh, my, Mr. Jasmine, and he looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So he introduced me to many different musicians, and I listened to everyone, the pianists, the saxophone players, especially learning the phrasing and how to take solos. I listened to many horn players because it's a single line, and it was more accessible for me to understand what what's going on. And then I started having sessions with people day and night, almost 24 hours. Yeah, into music. Yeah, that was the beginning.
And you've been working pretty much on your recordings with this trio with David and EQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just I especially like a trio format. The magic triangle. There's no place to hide, and it's just a nice balance, I think.
But however, on Monday night it'll be solo piano. So,
I know that was a challenge.
So,
yes,
the location and the piano and the location though is marvelous. So you really love that the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. And yes, trio was my number one format, but I think I started performing more solo concerts. I guess last 2 years or so, and I just felt it's almost like I discovered the new sound in piano. It's funny, when I was playing classical music and also my original music in Japan, yes, that was mainly solo performance, but now I feel like something different in a different dimension, I think. And that is like a new discovery for me. Just I'm finding new sound in myself. So this is a very exciting process for me.
And how did you hook up with Burnett Thompson to do this performance?
Yes, actually, I often perform in Baltimore as well, and there is a wonderful venue, Andy Music.
Of course.
Yes. And the owner of Andy Music, Henry, he invited Burnett.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because Burnett's been in New York a lot, so it's fascinating that it was Henry Wong up at Andy Music that hooked you up to Burnett Thompson. So,
and Burnett gave me one of his albums, and he is a fantastic pianist.
Isn't he, though? Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I felt okay, now it's time to practice more. Let me shed.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an ongoing series that Burnett has had at the Arts Club of Washington.
Yes, that's fantastic.
And so you're going to be in sequentially over the last couple of years in good company in terms of the folks he had working there. But also, it's a refurbished Steinway, and the room is really nice acoustically, and it draws a full house every concert they had. So. I'm really excited about seeing you on Monday.
Thank you.
And so the Arts Club is located at 2017 I Street Northwest. And for tickets, you can get information at Burnett@pianojazz.com. That's Burnett Thompson's email. Burnett@pianojazz.com is a way of getting information on tickets for this, or you can pay at the door. But there's always that chance there may be no room in the house, so get a hold of Burnett Thompson for information on getting to hear Eri Yamamoto perform. So in your it'll be all original compositions. You're going to do things like on this album that we've been featuring.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be all original music.
Okay. Well, that was Burnett's original concept. People have varied on their themes along the way.
Oh, great.
And, you're listening to Thursday Night Jazz. We're talking with Eri Yamamoto, and again, she'll be at the Arts Club of Washington this coming Monday, part of Piano Jazz at the Arts Club that's been produced by Burnett Thompson. So I'm going to continue with your music now, Eri, and I want to thank you for calling in. And
Thank you.
you recommended that I do I Love, and we'll do that, and we'll do some other things before I get out of the show tonight. I'm here until midnight, but I want to thank you for calling, and we'll...
thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure. So we'll see you Monday.
Yes.
Okay, so here is I Love, Eri